So far in this course, you've watched videos and read articles about ecosystems, the components of ecosystems, all the services that ecosystems provide humans, and roughly how humans determine whether an ecosystem is healthy or not. In this next topic, which we call the human dimensions of ecosystems and sustainability, you're going to take all of those pieces together and you're going to use them when you read articles about decisions that humans have to make when environmental issues arise. This is one of my favorite topics for this course because it's a little bit more complicated than the other topics. You have to apply some of the concepts of ecosystems to decisions, which is always a little bit of a difficult thing to do with environmental problems for humans. So what you're going to read about and watch about this week is pretty much the introduction to how humans have made decisions, how civilizations in the past have made decisions, how people in the past have made decisions, roughly how people make decisions in general, and how our current society is making decisions, all about environmental issues. So this topic is fascinating but complicated, so you have to really study each of these resources when you go through the topics this week. And essentially, you're still building the base for your quarter-long project. As you can see from starting to complete your quarter-long project, that this is essentially what you're going to do for your quarter-long project. You're going to study an ecosystem and then figure out decisions that can be made to help change that ecosystem or to make that ecosystem better, or what problems would arise if that ecosystem was changed. So this is going to directly apply to your project, and so it's important to spend a lot of time as you go over these resources. So this week you're going to start off watching a video by a really famous writer who writes about the collapses of how previous societies have collapsed based on environmental issues. His name's Jared Diamond, and he's given quite a few TED Talks, and you're going to watch one of his TED Talks from about 20 years ago, which is probably one of his better TED Talks. And then you're going to read an article that he wrote about Easter Island, which is a society on an island in the South Pacific that collapsed. And it's a really fascinating story, and he's done research on this for a long time. And his talk and the article together are a really nice combination. After you read those, if you're really interested in that topic, look up more TED Talks by Jared Diamond. He has quite a few of them, many of them on the same topic, some of them on other topics, and he's also written a bunch of books on these topics which are really interesting as well. After that, you're going to watch a very short video about how shared common spaces can create environmental problems when people aren't organized and coordinated. And then you are going to read a few other articles about how environmental issues impact society. One of the articles you're going to read this week is from the online textbook. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this in the first couple topics that you've gone through, but each of them has a link to what is technically the textbook for this course. Now, we don't list the textbook for this course because you have online access to it. But one of the links will say Chapter 10, Sections 1, 3, and 8 for this week. When you click on the link, it will only go to Chapter 10, Section 1. And there's a caption underneath the link on the D2L page that explains this as well. You need to read 3 sections, but they're all not on the same web page. So you'll scroll down and get to the bottom of that web page, and that will be the end of that one part of it. So to get to the different chapters of the textbook, when you click on the link, it'll come up with the title. And right below that title will be a little icon that says Table of Contents, or it might just say Contents. Sometimes they change this from month to month or year to year, but it'll be pretty clear that that's a table of contents. When you click on that, it will expand to all the chapters in this textbook. And for this week, you're going to read Chapter 10, Sections 1, 3, and 8. So when you do that, it expands and it shows you the titles for all 10 chapters. Go ahead and click on Chapter 10, and then that will expand all the titles for the different sections. It's your job to read each of those 3 sections. In future modules, if there's a textbook reading that requires more than one section, we will list it out as we have for this one. But make sure that you do this same thing in the future. I probably won't be able to remind you every time we have a textbook reading. But if the textbook reading is just one section, the link will go directly just to that one section. If it's multiple sections, the link will go directly to one of those sections, and then it's your job to click on the contents and read those other sections. So good luck this week. I hope that you enjoy this topic as much as I enjoy this topic, and I hope that you really are starting to get your ideas of ecosystem services and ecosystem components all cemented as you guys start on your quarter-long projects. And I hope that you really concentrate on all the details in this section in all the sections for this week, because you will use those when you do your final quarter-long project. And as you progress in this course, you will see how the ideas from this week are important, and you will probably come back to this module and read a couple of these links a bunch of times throughout the quarter as you're creating your quarter-long project. Well, good luck, and I hope that you enjoy the links and the videos for this week.